Welcome to Film Bluffs, a place for free-range, non-GMO, dog water opinions. So come on in, take a seat, and let's make fun of the kid with no internet.
Jobe isn't gonna say it, so I will. The music, it's faded in, and I know if you're watching with your eyes, you're gonna see something kind of drastic, and I just want to put it out there. I've always worn glasses, I just don't like to. I always wear contacts, but something stabbed me in the eye today, and my contacts hurt. So now I have a glare in my eyes because of the glasses. Yes, Marshall.
Is your eye okay?
I don't know, it's kind of like, it's uncomfortable right now, and then I put some eye drops in there, and my eye started burning. So I think that means it's healing.
So is that a yes or a no?
Half and half. Now I just kind of look like the cool nerd in an anime because the whiteout or like the lights reflecting off my glasses.
Oh,
cool
you
nerd.
sure do look like the cool. You look like the cool nerd, bud.
Wow, thanks guys. Thanks.
Nope, no problem.
So, welcome back, friends, to another episode of Film Bluffs, hosted by...
Bluffs.
Fuck yeah. Coming to
That's
review your fucking movie.
That's our new intro.
That's good.
We're still working on that. Noah, get on it.
I'm your host, Jobe.
It's Trace over there, and I'm Marshall. This week,
Great. Can I just jump in real quick and say, I love that the bit is you getting annoyed, but you're annoyed that Trace doesn't say his name, because I guess that is the order we have to go, rather than you just saying your own name.
I've had this Owen silent rule because we've done this like 5 or 6 episodes in a row now. I've had this Owen silent rule that if Marshall were to just go, I would go without missing a beat. It's just Marshall refuses to go second. I don't know why.
It's because he's in the other room.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's just a hassle to transfer the
I
sound
just
to
think it's
him,
funny because I'm like,
then back to us.
because we're sitting here in dead silence, and all I'm thinking is if Marshall says I'm Jobe or Marshall, I'll immediately go I'm Trace.
well, okay, what would you do if I did say I'm Jobe? Would you say I'm Trace?
I would also say
I would
I'm Jobe.
assume that'd be the bit, yeah. And we're Jobe.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
So we watched Jim Carrey Grinch. It's a classic. I love it. I'm a big fan.
He's already sounding good.
However, in our prologue preamble that's exclusive to Jabroni Prime tiers,
Our pre-show.
We weren't recording at all.
don't tell them. They're not gonna know that.
I made a joke about starting the OBS, and I thought Marshall thought I was serious.
Oh.
But we got some disconcerting opinions from around the block here, apparently. So
I'm still Jenny from the.
Jobe and Trace apparently hate this movie with their whole passion. What's the deal with it, guys? Come on,
you have to give a summary. Maybe people don't know what the Grinch is about. Maybe nobody's seen the Grinch before.
Oh, no one's seen the Grinch. I feel like
I was thinking about this today. Like, did we do an actual summary, or because I imagine people have had to have seen the Grinch before. That's just kind of like you've had to have seen at least one version.
Well, yeah, at least
this
one
is like a
version. But we gotta give the breakdown of how this one rolls.
All right, so it's the Grinch, but in this one, Jim Carrey says "bitchin'."
Is he allowed to say that?
Yeah. It's the Grinch.
You're just not allowed to say.
Yeah, he's allowed to say that.
You mean I can't say?
It's the Grinch. God damn it! Let me talk about the Grinch.
Why, Marshall? I'm just trying to save you from the pain you're going to.
It's funny because I don't remember last week. I feel like last week was pretty tame, but now it goes from the Musketeers, Marshall talking over and shouting, and now Jobe's doing it.
I just would like to point out that I'm going to give this movie, I think, a 6, but we'll see.
We'll see. So the Grinch, everyone knows the Grinch. He hates Christmas. He lives in Whoville. That's his whole deal. This one's special because it's live action. Jim Carrey plays the Grinch in this one. Let's see, what are the main points I feel like I gotta hit? Grinch shows up in Whoville, makes a ruckus, almost kills Cindy Lou Who. Blah, 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 blah. Stuff happens. The mayor and this other lady are just mad chilling. Stuff happens. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Grinch, Grinch, Grinch. He wants to steal all the presents. He then steals all the presents. And then he gets to the top of the mountain and it's like, hey, yo, Shoddy, I am going to destroy all these presents. And then he's like, wait, all these Whovillians are super just mad chilling, even though I took all their presents. I thought that was the whole thing. And then he's like, wait a second, is Christmas about being with your friends and family and enjoying everyone's company rather than the materialistic value of gifts you give and receive? And then the Grinch is like, shit, did I just figure it out? Is that Christmas? He then gets heart palpitations and his heart grows, and then he's like, shit, I have to be a good person now. I can't let the presents go kapooey. And then the presents are about to go kapooey, and he's like, it's fine, it's just presents. And then Cindy Lou Who's on top of the presents, she goes, ayo, Shoddy, I'm on top of the presents, about to go down the side of the mountain. The Grinch is like, don't worry, I'll pick up the presents. Yuck! And then he screams down the mountain. Cindy Lou Who starts giving everybody presents, runs into a few things here and there. And let's see, makes out with a lady, and that's pretty much it. That's the fucking Grinch. I skipped over a few points here and there, but I think it's fine.
Marshall, I think
you've seen the Grinch. You've seen the Grinch.
You went over the parts that are in every adaptation and skipped over the parts that are specific to this movie.
Yeah, like how Jim Carrey's in
specific to this movie, there's a swingers party. The Grinch has a child. He tries to fucking shave his face. He has the worst hack job on his face known to man. Everyone in class laughs at him, including the teacher, except for Martha May. And Martha May is looking over at young Grinch man. Is like, that guy's sex. Give me that Grinch.
Give me that Grinch.
Yeah. Anything else I need to fucking mention?
Yeah, that was cool. Good job.
Oh yeah, there's the holiday cheermeister, and Cindy Lou Who's like, yo, we gotta give it to the Grinch, and the mayor's like, no, you give it to me because I'm the coolest or whatever, right? And then the Grinch is like, I heard there was a cash prize, and everyone was like, no cash prize, and then they essentially start bullying the Grinch again. So that was a lot of fun. Is that good enough, Joe? Or are you gonna start critiquing my fucking summary too? Yes, Trace Kuhn.
Do you think the Who's have a Who Jesus?
I mean, they have the book of Who.
Like he's gotta have like a weird nose, but like still the cool long hair.
You know those like movies that you can buy like Walmart that are like on one CD, but it's like two movies. It's like that. It's like the Book of Who is like their laws, and the back half is like the King James Bible.
It's the How the Grinch Stole Christmas on one hand, and then the Who Passion of the Christ on the other.
I mean, obviously they have a Who Jesus. That's why they celebrate Christmas.
Who Christmas? Yeah, they would have to.
One thing I do want to talk about really quick before we get into like how the movie made us feel is they have prosthetics on the actors on their faces with like an upturned nose, and it's almost like, I don't know, animalistic. I don't know how to describe the Who face, but it looks.
Yeah, they got snouts.
Yeah, I'm not sure how.
However, it's Cindy Lou Who doesn't have it going on, which they mention as she hasn't grown into her nose yet, which means she's probably not old enough. And a lot of the kids didn't either in the flashback sequences. And the other adult that doesn't have one is Martha May. Here's my.
She's her real mom.
Here's my reasoning, right? They're on top of like a nuclear wasteland, and this is like them repopulating the Earth. That's why everything is so snowy at this time, because we don't know if it's snowy the rest of the year, but this is why it's snowy now. And they're slowly mutating over the course of their lives, and that's why as kids you don't have the mutations, right? Because the mayor as a kid didn't have a mutation, but he had it as like when he got older. But that's why we see Martha May is like so desirable, because she lives in a house that's lead lined for some reason, and so the mutation she can't really get affected by the radiation and get mutated. That's my reasoning. Anybody else?
They're human kangaroo rabbit hybrids. I looked it up.
That doesn't seem right.
Also, they live on a snowflake.
What?
They live on a snowflake.
Oh yeah. When
the movie starts, we see a snowflake and it zooms in.
Yeah, what if that snowflake is radioactive? Radioactive. Hey, I got there first.
Man.
So you guys, so Joe, you hate this movie, I'm assuming, right?
Hate's a strong word.
Just lay it on me, man.
Look, here's the thing. The parts I don't like about it are technical. Like,
technical foul.
I know there's a delay on you, Marshall, but you have to understand how funny that was for me.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm the funniest person.
Right. But no, I was just complaining about this to Trace, but like every other shot in this movie is at a Dutch angle, right? Like everything's tilted, and when it's not doing that, it's like it's rotating as well, and everything's shot from a low angle, and it just, I don't know, I don't like it. The way this movie is shot is disorienting, and it gave me a headache for most of the runtime.
Okay, now, here's something I want to counter with. I understand what you're saying. It gives you a headache. You don't know how to stand up correctly, whatever.
I fell through my glass coffee table because of this movie.
Yeah. I just want to say, I feel like they did that as a stylistic choice because Dr. Seuss, like, is a weird and wacky guy. So they're like, we'll move the camera around a lot and have fun angles that give everything weird proportions. Because if you read the books, obviously, book lore, shit is weird. Like, the Dr. Seuss, buildings and shit are always weird looking. Different heights, different sizes, stuff like that.
Have you seen their
So I think that's why they did that, just to make it seem weird, out of proportion. But if you don't like it, I fully understand and respect your decision, Joe.
I see. Well, I appreciate that.
No problem, boss. However, you're wrong.
What's an element of this movie that sticks out to you?
It's Christmas.
And Trace hates Christmas.
It's true. I do hate. I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but this part's not a bit. I'm gonna. Okay. Serious corner.
It's not a bit. I'm just
serious corner. Imagine there's a fireplace behind me. I'm sitting in a velvet robe with a cool pipe. I do hate Christmas. I think it's an awful holiday. That's it. All right, and we're back. Thank you, fireplace.
That's the whole bit.
I'm glad he got serious for a moment to tell us he hates Christmas because Christmas sucks.
Yeah. Well, if I get too much into why I actually hate Christmas, it's not fun and it just gets depressing.
Oh yeah, but it was fun.
No, yeah, I can see that.
Where are you, Christmas? Stay out of my home. I really hate.
Let's circle back to that one. What was that last one there?
What?
So speaking of Cindy Lou Who,
Stay out of my home.
she's kind of hot now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taylor Momsen.
I'd like to make her a momson.
Dad's in. Yeah, shut up.
Make her a mom's son.
Monsoon.
Something about Joe gives me the EBGBs.
I don't know if we can.
If the ick was personified, it's me.
If the
I'm
it
him.
factor is Joe.
Yeah, no. That does make sense. And I'm sorry, Joe, but you know.
It's fine. It's fine.
Do I look like a sexy secretary like this? I genuinely can't tell because I'm blind.
Pull on your shirt a little.
I got unbuttoned. I really can't. I'm gonna have to watch this episode later because I genuinely can't see right now.
Lean to the side a little
No,
bit.
you do not look sexy.
I don't know.
No, it's not really doing it for me.
Well, let me try the glasses.
Okay.
For those who are just listening,
blind.
I am putting on these glasses. I wore them before for a sketch we tried to make.
Oh yeah.
Much like the movie, it gave me a headache.
I don't remember what that was. I just remember doing it.
That was
Okay, so far, all Joe hates about this movie is that it gave him a slight little headache, and that's about it so far.
Well, most movies don't give me headaches, so I thought that was worth
Name
noting.
another movie. Just name a movie. Not one that didn't give, just a movie.
Three Musketeers.
Over the Hedge.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
It's a good movie. He's right.
I think you had to enjoy the movie, right?
This is a
like,
trap
you know what I'm saying? Like, it was fun.
So
you had a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I adore Jim Carrey. If there's a Jim Carrey movie, I'm usually a fan.
Like The Mask.
The Mask is kind of boring. Going back to it.
So Job hates Jim Carrey. We're now going to be calling him James because Job hates him.
Anyway, Jim Carrey is one of my favorite actors. He's influenced me probably too much.
Yeah.
All those private lessons.
Yeah. The rest of the cast too, I think, is also very good. You got what's his name?
Taylor Momsen.
Jeffrey Tambor as the mayor. You got Molly Shannon as what was her name? Mindy Lou Who?
Mindy Lou.
Wait, talking about the Mamma Mia lady? Yeah, that's Martha May.
Mamma Mia.
No, I was talking about Cindy's mom is played by Molly Shannon.
Hi, Cindy's mom.
Trace, for God's sakes, if you don't have something to add to the conversation, I'm gonna kill you.
No, that added to the conversation, Joe.
I'm trying to run a serious talk show here where we review and discuss films.
Baranski is Martha.
Don't forget, we're doing
Molly
serious
Shannon
bits
is
only.
Betty Lou Who.
Betty.
We're like Schmetty Lou Who.
Mindy Sterling is Clarnella.
Did you like Jim Carrey's Ron Howard impression?
I don't know who Ron Howard is, and so I'm sorry.
He's the guy who directed this movie.
You have to admit, the Jim Carrey Grinch is the best of the three Grinches. Just looking at, not saying the movie, maybe if you don't like this one, whatever, right? Just as the character, the Grinch, he's my favorite of the three.
That's fair. Like, I do love how they built him. Like,
they built him
the fat beer gut and the thick ass on him. That's like stuff.
It all works. Because my issue with both of the animated ones is that
he's not thick enough.
The Grinch isn't like a threat. I don't know how to say it. Like I watched the Benedict Cumberbatch one, and like he goes into town in that one, and like kids are just running up to him and like wishing him Merry Christmas, and he gets chased by carolers. Jim Carrey Grinch would have shot and killed every single one of those carolers that chased him.
I think that's more of Jim Carrey though.
Yeah, that was a.
That's why it's Jim Carrey Grinch.
Yeah.
I'll also throw out there real quick. I wonder at what point did the Grinch become a nudist, because he was raised in normal Who society,
that's true.
Wearing clothes,
and then he found out he doesn't actually have any genitalia.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess at some point up in the mountain, he's like, "Well, I'm not impressing anybody. What am I to do?"
Max, do you like
Max? I know you're gonna have to cut that one out.
Job guy. Yeah.
But you have to admit, my Grinch, Jim Carrey Grinch.
Your what?
My Grinch, it's pretty good.
That doesn't seem like real.
Well, it's a movie.
For sure.
I don't like that you said faux and sure.
Yeah, that wigged me out.
Faux sure. That was probably the whitest thing you've ever done.
Yo, what up, shorty?
Sure.
Yeah. Hard on the sure.
But yeah, you know.
I say too
just
much.
Something.
It's kind of how to softly guide the conversation.
That's why your dad's so mad.
Yeah, Joe was about to go, yeah, I hate this movie because it gave me a little headache. And
well, the movie also is just entirely too dark.
Well, Job's dad gave me a quick review and a quick critique of our podcast one time. He said, everybody says, too much. And I went, yeah, you're probably right. And then going forward, I never said anything, but realized Job definitely does it the most, which is probably why he's so disappointed in you.
Yeah, so
I thought it was...
I think the issue is that Job doesn't like it because he's a hater and has
I won't say it the rest
motion
of the
sickness issues.
What?
I'm not going to say it the rest of the episode.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You just said it right there.
No, I didn't.
I'm not gonna be able to do anything the rest of the episode. Somebody fucking keyed in.
Like, I get if you don't like the stuff that Joe mentioned, but Jim Carrey as the Grinch just takes this movie to another level. His mannerisms, the way he interacts with the world as the Grinch, being like evil, but not like too evil, not like supervillain haha, more like
Not like Knievel.
getting mischievousness, rerouting people's mail. It's like he didn't kill Cindy Lou. He could have. He just wrapped her in a present and put her in the corner, which is kind of funny. Did he hit a guy with a snowball?
Yeah.
Or was that? Yeah, he did. Right.
I don't know.
He hit the mayor with the spitball.
That's what it was.
That's the one. That's what it was.
I thought it was
but
a poison dart at first.
I didn't do when I first saw this movie as a child.
Because
Yeah, and then the mayor keels over. Cindy Lou who gets the dart, takes it to a diner. A big old dude comes out.
Hey, and she just
Closer.
grabs him by the sleeve and goes, "Hey Dex, can you tell me what this is from?"
well, you know.
I
I knew it was Jim Carrey going,
But you just gotta go.
Christmas. Okay, but Marshall, let me ask you this.
You just said
And I missed it. I don't. Did I?
Marshall, editor Marshall, cut that out.
no.
Shit, I did it again.
Everybody, you gotta live with me.
Editor Marshall, cut that one out too. Now, let's move on to the next point, which is, Marshall, tell me how this movie fares when the Grinch isn't on screen.
Marshall, also be quick with your response so Job can start talking again so I don't have to just stare at him.
Why do you have to stare at me?
I'll focus harder.
He's so focused. He's locked in. The parts that doesn't have the Grinch in it, I have to admit, are not the strongest of the movie. The movie is the Grinch movie, so the points that you want to have the Grinch on the movie time, like the Grinch movie, the Grinch has to be the best part. The Grinch is the best part. Other parts are not as good, but they're giving backstory for the most part on the Grinch or talking about said Grinch. So most of the time it's Cindy Lou Who trying to discover the backstory of the Grinch, which is fun. You get to see his motivations, kind of why he became the Grinch, and how he doesn't like, Christmas and stuff, and seeing the other connections with, the Grinch and these older characters, which I think is a fun time, not just saying,
I feel like
this is just give me a reason, but that's just me.
I feel like Marshall is employing subliminal messaging by saying the Grinch a lot to make us associate good things with the Grinch.
The movie is called The Grinch, and he is the Grinch. Grinch is also
you just said the Grinch like 16 times in one sentence, and I was like,
I feel like if we were talking about Shrek, though, you wouldn't have said Shrek that many times.
yeah, even though you can Shrek someone.
Well, Shrek isn't a verb. Well,
I
in the
stopped
book
him.
of Who, there is the Grinch.
One who
That's
Grinches.
One who Grinch. I mean, like, it's just a good word to say. I don't know what you're talking about, dog.
Look, I'm just hanging out with my pals, talking about a silly movie.
Making out.
We don't do that.
Not anymore. Not
Now-
ever since the wedding.
Well, I mean, this is unrelated, but I can't stop thinking about it. But the scene where the Grinch is stealing Christmas.
Stealing Christmas.
Shit. I do also because I'm about to say something, and then this one starts talking, so I'm like, vamp. Fall back on an old classic.
Why do you gotta vamp? Just say what you want to say.
Well, then I'll be talking. Over him, and that's annoying.
Yeah, but what I'm saying doesn't matter.
It matters enough for you to say it.
Yeah.
No,
Now.
he's got a point.
Relax.
The scene where the Grinch is actually stealing Christmas, and it's a whole montage. You remember?
Yeah. No, I was there.
And they keep cutting back to like a fade-in shot of the Grinch's face in close-up as he does his evil laughing. But I just love how it devolves. Like, it starts off like, right? But by the end of it, it's just a close-up of his face going, ah! No! I have to imagine.
So loud.
I have to imagine they just had Jim Carrey in front of a camera for like 8 hours, and they're like, Jim, just keep on laughing. We'll figure out what we can use from it.
Here, I'm gonna get
I mean, that's what I'm saying. The Grinch parts are just so like fun and fantastic and silly and stupid. Like at the end of the movie where he's like not a Grinch anymore, but he's still the Grinch. You know what I'm saying? But he's like happy and
His heart grew 3 sizes.
Martha May's like, there's only one person for me.
Oh.
And Grinch is like, no hard feelings.
Everybody see my dog do a trick.
And then, makes fun of the mayor in his face. It's fantastic.
Is she old?
Love it. It's so good.
Well, you can't teach her new tricks then.
Well, she's already learned these, luckily.
So,
New tricks are old tricks.
Martha May.
She may.
Who?
Martha May who?
Hot. Anyway.
Anyway, Martha May, who exists as a character, Joe.
She does.
You're gonna say that you heard something.
Something about your,
I got a fun
nostril
fact.
functions. Okay.
So, that scene when the Grinch is getting ready for the jubilation, you recall he grabs the tablecloth, right?
Yeah.
To make a skirt.
Oh, listen, everybody knows the fun fact.
Well, in case you
I
don't,
just wanted to- I was gonna
the
listen.
story allegedly goes that when he pulls the tablecloth, nothing that's on the table, and the table's stacked with like cans and shit, that was all supposed to fall over, but Jim Carrey accidentally pulled it out clean, and then runs back into frame and knocks everything and the table over.
Which is pretty funny.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
I don't know if I actually buy it, thinking about it, like...
It would seem like that's... It's one of those things, like, the odds of it, you'd have to practice really hard at doing it, but at the same time, it's one of those things that, of course, that would happen on accident. Like, when you're not trying to do something is when something somehow
I guess
succeeds on accident.
Now that I think about it, if that were to... Like, if we were filming that movie
Yes.
and I accidentally whipped it out, I'd be like, guys, no, I swear it was an accident. And you're like, oh, no, you're trying to be funny. I whipped it out in front of Cindy Lou Who.
Okay.
The modern day Cindy Lou
Okay,
Who.
but you have to preface it with that because Cindy Lou Who as a character never grows up.
What? Did she die? Oh, no.
And Nam.
She died. She died, and in the thing where she's going to the compactor before he saves her. But then the rest of the movie is just her final moments in a coma before she succumbs.
So, hey, Anthony Hopkins narrates this movie.
Wow, who's that?
Is it really Anthony Hopkins?
Did we go to school
Says
with
it
him?
right in the opening titles, credits.
Huh. I wasn't even paying attention, boss man.
He was Silence of the Lambs.
He was Silence of the Lambs. He was
also
the
in that
man.
episode of Community.
Yeah.
I mean, I
A couple
guess
a couple of episodes of Community.
That's
He
what
was
gets
also
you.
in.
Jones and
He was also in Transformers 4.
Oh yeah,
and that he flies and it just
yeah, that's right.
no, he like explodes and he just kind of like JPEGs around for a little bit on the side of the screen.
God, I wish I was a JPEG. I feel like life would just be simpler.
It would be.
Life
So-
is like a video game.
Well, I'll say, yeah, Jim Carrey is great. The rest of the movie around it, I'd give set design. Set design's really good. Costuming.
Like the set,
It's-
the
why can't I
cars, the
vote?
costumes, the prosthetics, the whole. It looks good on screen unless you don't like the camera angles. But like, if the camera was, I guess, straightened out for Job, he would like it better.
Marshall's being a huge asshole right now, but I guarantee if he watched it again and like was thinking about it, he'd be like, "Oh yeah,
Honestly, I didn't really notice much until you said it.
this movie does use a lot of shitty angles, doesn't it?"
Shitty Christmas, shitty.
I mean, I guess if you're a hater, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm being so. I do know why.
Marshall's
It's
out
because you
here
don't like the
drinking some
movie that I picked.
haterade.
Here, let me tell you another part I laughed at. This part it was meant to be funny, and I was just losing it. After the Grinch... No. I said the.
No.
Okay. After the hoobulation, and the Grinch has his big freak out at everyone, and he yells at the Who's and says, "Nobody in this town even knows you exist!" And he steals the little car. Shit, that was a bad one. That was a big one.
That was one big.
Called this. You're about to say it again. That's why you laughed.
Yep. You start a lot of your sentences with
I'm trying to be better, I swear. That's my New Year's resolution. From here on out, I'm going to...
We should get a shock collar on you.
Oh, God.
Anytime you say,
No, you guys would get trigger happy with that. Anyway, the Grinch steals the little car, and he's driving around, and then he hits the fire hydrant, and he's lying there in, like, the Family Guy death pose, and then he looks up, and there's just 3 drops of gas leaking from this tiny car. He's like, "It's gotta blow!" And then he runs away slow motion, and then it's like a fucking nuclear detonation in the middle of Whoville. What was powering this car?
I don't know if I want it to be different or not, because there's that episode of Community where there's a little track car that blows up and it's just little sparks because it's a tiny little car, but they jump away from it like it's this massive explosion. And I think that could be funny in the Grinch, but I also do like the comedically large explosion from the tiny car.
For me, the thing is, like, I would expect him jumping it not be a big explosion, but it actually ripping this town asunder is way funnier to me.
And then everyone just kind of is like completely normal after it. Everyone's just like, well, it's Christmas time.
It's a Christmas city. They can't be mad.
They were panicking more when the Grinch was just being an asshole.
Yeah, where he's going,
yeah. It's so funny to me. He just goes out and is like, "I think Christmas is stupid." Everyone
they immediately start pillaging the stores.
Just loses their mind.
They start purging.
It's like that scene in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Remember when the TV steals a man?
I thought you meant there was a leak in the boat.
Nah, I like the...
There's a leak in the boat!
So, Marshall, there's this allegation going around that you only like children's movies. Do you have any response to that?
Who's making these fucking allegations? Because they're
great rebuttal, sir. Can you please answer the question?
I like other movies that are not just kids movies.
Name 6.
Spirit, fuck. Oh fuck. Pacific Rim.
Racing Stripes.
Lord of the Rings, there's 3 right there. Hobbit, that's another 3.
I don't know why he didn't just do every Lord of the Ring and Hobbit movie.
He did, just now.
No, but he also put Pacific Rim in there.
We'll let Marshall think on that topic. While we take our patented Capri Sun break. Stay cool, guys.
Stay frosty.
And then we'll play a drink pouring sound.
Ooh, oh, that's good. Marshall, get on that.
Three, 1, 2, 3. Now,
to answer your question, Marshall, no, I don't think the children of Whoville are, quote, cannon fodder for the Third World War.
They live on a snowflake. What
How are they
gonna
do? They don't even have any cannons except the one that they were shooting the lights out of. I think I have a scratch on my...
Give you a little goose egg on the top of your noggin.
It probably would, right? Well, so it looks like it was probably stapling it to the side of the house, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like the staples are just kind of thunk, 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 thunk.
I mean, I could take a staple gun.
I could take it.
Take one in a fight, yeah, for sure.
It's probably my eyes all fucked up.
Marshall, I feel like I've given all the reasons as to why someone might not like this movie. Why don't you give us a reason why someone might like this movie?
Marshall's just gonna say, "Come on, it's funny."
I mean, you look at this movie and it's got style on it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's really a lot to thank Mr. Dr. Seuss for this one. A lot of his works have a lot of style style. Lorax, Horton Hears a Who, Dr. Seuss, the fucking... I'm trying to think about Cat in the Hat.
Lorax!
Grinch. I already said Lorax.
No.
I'll say it again. Lorax again.
You know what?
Loraxian.
I'll say this about the Cat in the Hat movie. They know how to hold a camera up, right?
And he says motherfucker, I think.
Nah, he says son of a...
Yeah. And then he chops his head. We should watch that. I kind of want to watch that now.
It's a good one.
I like when he gets hit in the balls.
Actually said bitchin' in this movie.
See,
so I already said it's got a lot of style in it. The storyline is the classic Grinch. You know, was it a song before it was a movie, or was the movie and the song just kind of like together? Does anyone know?
I feel like they wrote the song made it after the book. Movie. But yeah, the book obviously was first.
I think it was a book song.
Yeah, but it's just classic Grinch. Classic Grinch story. You asked me my opinion.
Yeah. In a second.
A man's dead and you're laughing.
But classic, just expanded, right? And that's what a lot of people these days talk about with remakes or when they redo a show or something like that. They're like, I just want the same movie as a show, but expanded. And that's what a lot of people say. I think this one did it very tastefully. They didn't try to change anything too crazy. They just said, here's the Grinch origin story, plus let him go fucking wild on it. Jim Carrey is lovable as the Grinch. He's the perfect mix of bumbling, competent, mischievous, but also he's got a little good. You know, you can kind of see it in there, little parts where he decides not to let Cindy Lou Who fucking get pulverized. At the very end, obviously, he's got a little bit of heart. He kind of wants to get back with Martha May, and he's got a little, I can be the cheermeister. I can come down. And he's got a lot of great lines. Everyone loves the classic. Ooh.
Oh, there he goes.
I'm getting 1966.
I'm not going. Or what's the other one?
That's
fucking
bastard. Danny Elfman.
They're talking to each other. I know it.
We're sorry. We're looking up. we're looking up the original release date of the actual song. I'm getting 1966.
The soundtrack to the special.
But Job made it look like he saw something and then scrolled all the way to the top of the screen, not seeing anything.
To answer your question,
I'm pretty sure it's 1966,
Marshall,
which was the animated movie first.
One of my favorite things about Marshall, though, is sometimes you'll ask him a question and he'll answer by volume, not like
I did ask for fucking reasons why I like this movie, and I gave you a bunch. Versus why don't you like the movie? Well, I looked at it and it gave me a little headache because I can't deal with camera angles, and historically I joke and get motion sick really quick. Remember that time I bought a VR headset and couldn't play half the games on it because, I get motion sick very easily?
See, you know when you've gotten to Marshall when he starts attacking your character.
Listen, all I'm saying is I'm John Ender's Game. And you're Han Solo pedophile.
I will say Job does have a very sensitive. He has a sensitivity to motion sickness, I think.
I wouldn't say that. I would. I think I just like throwing up.
I would.
Every night I put on my VR headset just to feel something.
Hey, listen. Some games are better than others, but the problem is, I think my brain is just too smart, and it knows when something is fake, and that's how I know this isn't. That's how I know the Grinch isn't real.
Too smart. That's what you're going with. Your brain is too smart.
Now, Marshall, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt because you're far away from us, and you didn't hear the conversation Joe and I had earlier. But he did tell me earlier he was very smart. Very intelligent.
Yeah, I'm very intelligent.
I'm very smart, or did he say I'm very smart?
Marshall,
I'm very intelligent.
I hate to bring it up, but I think intelligence is inversely related to the amount of worms eaten.
The more worms eaten, the less smart you shall be.
No.
As is prophecy.
Someone like to take a little nibble.
A little nibble. I'm pretty sure we landed somewhere in the Marshall ate 26 worms in his lifetime. And that's just so far.
26.
It was probably in the ballpark.
Between 1 and 100.
So 26 could have been one of them.
Do you guys remember
Nope.
that Robert Rodriguez movie, Shorts?
I'd probably know the cover of the DVD.
Yes.
It's the one with the rainbow rock and like, it's a wishing rock. You just hold it and make a wish.
What did you say it was? I immediately forgot.
Shorts.
It's just a bunch of shorts. Was it fucking Hugh Jackman in it, or I think of the wrong movie?
I don't know.
I do know the cover.
I saw it once when it came out. I thought it was epic, but not epic enough to watch again.
Who's that kid?
I thought it was good, but not too good. Just alright.
Oh, it's James Spader.
Oh, James Spader is pretty kick-ass. Kat Dennings.
Kat
James
Dennings.
Spader.
In 2009, she was...
Oh, hey, it's Frank.
Frank, yeah.
Anyway,
Ow.
enough about
That's Frank.
enough about other movies. Back to this movie.
Yeah, Grinch is fantastic. If you hate it, you're a loser. That's all I gotta say.
Alright, Job, now your thought.
I don't hate it, but I also don't love it.
Okay.
Wink.
So you just hate fun? Like we quote, I feel like the Grinch a lot. It's got.
Do we?
great
How often have we quoted
What
the
have we
Grinch
quoted?
prior to...
I'm not on either side here, but now I'm curious as to what you think we quote a lot.
I feel like I quote it.
Bitchin'.
Whenever I say bitchin', that's me quoting.
I knew you were gonna go there.
Listen, shit!
Can I go?
Let's get an in the chat. Hey, A-Dog, this is what he does.
A-Dog?
Yeah.
It's your boy.
Well, I said his name, so I didn't want to out him. Nice.
Ayo.
So,
But
to
listen,
use the
I'll say
language
the
that
movies-
Marshall uses,
Spotify profile user.
basically, if
Let's
you like
see.
this movie, you're a dingus.
So, those be fighting words.
I guess.
And it's getting dangerously close to our trip where we'll all be reunited and we can fight.
God, I think I pulled like every tendon
Oh, we're
in
gonna
my
throw
hand.
down.
Luckily for you, we're going to see Madison soon, who is a
Physical
physical
therapist.
therapist.
Don't let her listen to this
She's a doctor,
episode.
too. Hey, Marshall, listen to this week's episode. No!
Don't do it! Jump in front of between her and her phone, but she's wearing wireless earbuds.
Physical therapist. Joe, I'm not a physical therapist.
Wasn't there?
Listen.
There was one time where I think Madison got genuinely, or our lovely editor, the wife, got.
Madison.
Yeah.
We've said her name so many times.
Anyway, she got really mad at me one time because.
You left socks all over the apartment.
No. This was a time where she was like, "Oh, guys, we're watching Fellowship of the Ring tonight." I was like, "All right, well, we can start
That's
it."
what my wife sounds like.
Yeah, she sounds just like Adam Sandler from 8 Crazy Nights. That's where I know her from.
Fellowship of the Ring.
And what if I throw my socks on the floor?
Yeah, it's a technical foul. Anyway, and I was like, sure, let me just go for a run real quick. So I'm going for a run through the mean streets of Ames, and then I get a text
You
from
go
Madison.
for a run. Right.
Well, see, I didn't go for many runs because every time I did, you guys would make fun of me, and you're like, you can't outrun being a fat bastard, you stupid asshole.
Nah, I remember that. I do remember that.
This is the first time hearing of this.
Anyway, I was like, so Madison texted me, was like, dude, running, you'd have to run a marathon to burn like 300 calories. You just got to eat better, which is true. But I, being the
But I
little
like eat things.
dickhead I am, I said, well, you know, you're not even a physical therapist. And I think she got mad at me for that one. Anyway, I guess what I'm trying to get to is the movie's
I
fine.
want to hear the segue. How we all the movies. That's all.
All that is leading to Jim Carrey can run more.
Jim Carrey, see,
He eats too much in this movie.
I've been alluding
Would
to it,
you
but like,
wanted more Jim Carrey in this movie? Because I feel like
Yes.
if we have too much Jim Carrey. That's too much.
I
think
disagree.
Therefore I is. Whoa. I like Jim Carrey's the best part. So I don't know. Let's see him interact more. Like the best scene in the movie is when he's just talking with Cindy Lou Who, because it's a dynamic that works. I guess maybe in an ideal world it would be a Lilo and Stitch situation where maybe Cindy is taking the Grinch through Whoville, trying to show him how to be a model citizen.
She gives him a sippy cup full of coffee and he shoves her off the bed.
She draws his badness level.
Yeah. See, I was thinking more along the lines of a 2D scroller fighter game where they're like full live action forms, but they're doing like a lot of
video game,
like a lot of 8-bit attacks.
No, this one
like Cindy Lou Who just kind of does a leg sweep very slowly, and then you just see the Grinch go hit the again.
There was a weird. I think it was on the PS1 a game.
There's definitely a Grinch game, right?
I played it.
Probably.
I remember playing it as a youth.
Grinch Christmas Adventures for the PS5.
No. I'm talking.
Hey, he's not even a liar. He's a truther.
I'm not calling you a truther. The Grinch for the Dreamcast. That looks like ass, but I would probably have played it.
It's on the PS1.
Oh, yep, I'm seeing it now. The Grinch.
Mm-hmm.
The cover art looks way better than the actual game. But what didn't back then? Ooh, Clue the Grinch. Clue Bingo.
El Grinch PS1.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Grinch.
Memory Master.
Really? El Grinch.
That's what it says.
Grinch and
I'm sorry.
Spanish.
I don't know. Okay, enough fucking around.
Actually, it would be Malhumorado.
Enough.
I can't do that without sounding like an idiot.
Like I said enough.
I don't know. I spoke
fucking
German in high
around.
school.
We're Grinching it up right now.
Whoa.
Yo, who up Grinch and they Whoville now?
Maybe that's why they didn't say so many swear words. Grinch is a swear word in their book.
I can see what you're saying. You'd like to see more Jim Carrey, and I get Jim Carrey as the Grinch is fantastic.
Woo!
He's got a lot of memorable quotes, but I feel like this movie is so fun with Jim Carrey, without Jim Carrey, because you get the Jim Carrey and then you juxtaposition verb rate that out. Okay.
There we go. You're back. Quick.
You get regular Jim Carrey as the Grinch going crazy, juxtaposed with the calmness of Cindy Lou Who, but then you also have kind of the craziness of Christmas going on. So it's just kind of finding that balance. Obviously, you guys would have liked more Grinch. I think, obviously, more Grinch would be fun, but I think where it is perfectly fine. So that's my opinion on it.
Perfectly fine. 8 out of 10.
I feel like, here's what I would say. You're not gonna like me if I say this.
No, go on. You're not gonna be my friend anymore if I tell you
if
what I'm saying.
there was more Grinch, you guys both would have said there was too much Grinch. I'm just saying that's
quite
exactly
possibly
what you would have said.
I didn't think about.
I didn't even say I wanted more Grinch. I just said he was the best part of the movie. I think the issue is the rest of the movie needs to be elevated.
I personally, I've been nodding my head and agreeing with both of you just to see how far it would get me in this episode, and honestly, it's got me almost an hour without having to do anything.
That's true. What do you even do?
Do you watch the movie? Or
I have my own bits during the episodes that I try to do privately and see if it privately.
I know when he shared them with the world.
With all our viewers, and they vote on different bits for him to do.
Yeah. But I tell them not to watch the episode so it doesn't reflect on our analytics.
I hate to get cheap views.
Look, it's just I do think the movie is a little bit overrated. Like,
what?
You know, there's the
I think that was the most betrayed sound.
To me, it's akin to Elf. Like, I don't really love Elf either because I also feel like that's super overrated.
Elf.
But like, it's just
like Elf. You're like the worst.
It also just comes back to I don't like
Marshall. What if somebody came to you and said, wait, you hate Elf, but come on, it's just so fun. It's got Will Ferrell doing his Will Ferrell thing.
I look at you and say, no, Elf sucks. Grinch is great. Love the Grinch. It's got humor for all ages, Will Ferrell elf has humor for one age, and that is little baby.
But it has Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
So,
well, I don't like elves, so I'm not arguing for it. But you know, I was
what are you doing here?
I feel every time Marshall talks about why he likes this movie, he sounds like a blurb from an advertising guy. Think about it. Humor for all ages. An adaptation of a classic Dr. Seuss book. It's everything you need this holiday season on VHS and DVD.
I keep getting asked about my opinion of the movie in the middle of me giving it. It's just like, I don't really like Christmas all that much. We've talked about that. And so I just think the movie's kind of dog shit.
You know, you've had a fuck-ass childhood.
Yeah.
God, don't put that on me, though.
I'm not. I'm putting it on in Christmas. And all family holidays.
Christmas?
Because they always suck.
What would you do if Jesus came down right now and was like, hey, you're invited to my birthday, and you're like, oh, sorry, my family sucks?
He'd be fine with it because he was born in fucking September. I just don't like December 25th. And he's like, that's fine. That's when the three wise men, I think, might have found me. I was a baby at the time, so you can understand why I don't remember
much. But he was also a ghost.
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, what if he was a ghost haunting his own baby self in the crib?
He possessed a child.
I'm you!
Dude, you guys just make fun and think that.
No, I think the movie's dog shit. Fuck this.
Fuck this podcast. 3 out of 10. What did I think it was.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. I think I'm having one.
Nah, this movie, like, it's alright, but this movie kind of sucks.
You know what's funny is the whole time Trace and I were talking before we hopped online. Thinking back on it, it was just me bitching about the movie. I did not let Trace speak at all.
No one lets Trace speak, and they're surprised when he does.
Yeah, because Trace comes in with dog water going, yeah, Grinch sucks. I didn't have any opinions besides that. Have a nice day. I can't see anything.
Marshall, you ever worry that one day we're going to have... one day you're gonna like a movie we don't, and that it's gonna be the last straw.
It's gonna be the last Airbender.
I do actually. One day I'm just gonna snap, and it's gonna be the worst.
It's gonna be when we watch Spirit, and I go, this kind of wasn't that good, actually.
Dude, I don't even think you can joke about that one.
If you come out of nowhere, like we watch Spirit, and you go, Marsh, I'll be honest with you, not a fan.
If I don't,
I would just teleport. Instant transmission behind you. Boom. What's happening? Yeah, that's right. I'm tickling.
You have odd threats.
I've unhinged him. He doesn't know how to. He doesn't know how to function.
He's just lashing out angrily. Look at him rub his.
I know. I'm so
faces.
sorry. Sorry about this whole situation, guys.
No, I'm genuinely hurting my head.
No, my favorite thing when Marshall is stressed while recording an episode, he becomes, I don't know, he just carries himself like light Yagami, but when he's freaking out, he's like, oh, I'm gonna be found out. Ah! Like, that's the vibe.
Glasses. These are fucking hurting my temples.
That's why when I'm at work, I'll actually, when I'm wearing the glasses, I put the arms over my hat, and I'm like this.
Yeah, but I'm gonna look like an idiot if I do that.
Well, I'm wearing a welding helmet, so they can't see me anyway. Anyway, I guess overall, while this movie does have some great laughs for the kids and all you old people alike, the movie lacks in a lot of key areas, I feel, and it doesn't live up to the lofty expectations of some other Christmas classics we'll get to next week.
Hell yeah.
But overall, I feel comfortable giving this a fairly solid 6 out of 10.
I'm actually like...
I couldn't tell if that was like a... I don't know if that was a sigh of relief from Marshall or not.
I don't know either, and I'm
I feel like
quite frankly terrified. Because, like you mentioned, we're going to see each other real soon.
Like you're gonna say you watch this movie, that's slightly above average. Jobe's real chuckle, but he's throwing up in the corner, as Jobe does apparently, because he doesn't know how to, see through a screen. I guess that's the part that fucking boggles my mind. you're looking at a screen like this, and it's like this. Joke's like, I can't handle it. I can't handle it. I can't.
When it's for 2 hours,
God.
yeah, it starts to get to me.
Why'd you kind of sound like Why'd you kind of sound like G-Man at the end of Scott Pilgrim?
Is that just me, or do you hear that? Oh, it's the wambulance coming to help out the fucking baby in the corner.
You want to talk about babies? You're the one who can't handle a fucking 6 out of 10 on a movie you adore.
Which is higher than I thought he was gonna give it, honestly. Because again,
I'm sorry, I've been so calm, collected the whole episode, but Marshall,
You just haven't.
you son of a bitch, you pull it out of me. You pull the beast out, and now I've got to cage him back up. There goes my evening.
Have you seen, what's that TikTok where it's that giant, he's like, oh, the beast inside.
okay.
It's fantastic.
It sounds like Marshall's trying to plug his TikTok.
No. Don't follow me at Friday Without Friday.
Trace,
No, Marshall has to give his.
Marshall, go ahead. Give your
What?
9.
You gave it a 6. Hold on, I'm not gonna say it's a 9.
It's an 8.9999684.
I'm saying 8.677899881. That's what you sound like. Fucking over there, babying over there. I'm sorry. You guys are my friends, and I actually be the worst people in the fucking.
Well, to be fair, we're probably the worst people you've had an hour-long conversation with this week, because I think the competition is us and your wife.
Well, I was gonna say we're probably just the worst people he knows on that personal level.
You are the worst people I know.
I feel like I don't.
No, sorry. I love you guys. You guys are great.
This is what Christmas is all about.
Ugh.
This is the Grinch found out.
This is what I'm missing out on. It's not great.
Well, you didn't bring it up, so I can't. It's redacted from the record.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised we didn't talk about the very iconic "His Heart Grew 3 Sizes That Day" or the
It did.
solve world hunger. Tell no one.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. What were we talking about this whole episode?
I don't fucking know. I was again. I was just nodding. I was just nodding and agreeing. Well,
sounds like you weren't contributing.
I'll
much.
relieve Marshall from his station by saying, I don't really need to expand on what I've said. Everybody already heard what I said.
No, you do.
They understand where I'm at. And Marshall, and I don't need to upset Marshall anymore by explaining why I'm going to give this movie a 7.6.
Oh, jeez.
See, that's respectable. But just something about you guys. You just fucking get on my nerves.
See, I thought he'd lean more into me talking how shitty the movie is than giving a good score.
Well, as long as the score is good, I think
he blacks out. Yeah, everything else just blacks out from his memory. As soon as he hears something above a 6.
But I guarantee, if I talked about how great this movie was and then gave it a 6, he would. He would 6.
I would kill you, I think.
Like, he wouldn't mean to, but his mutant gene would activate and just give me an aneurysm.
I'd start seeing red, and then they'd be like, Marshall, stop! And they'd like pull me away from you, and I'm like, what have I done? Yeah. He said he didn't like the Grinch. He said, what?
Charles Xavier
is like, words, I don't like the Grinch, and then that
Master
guy dies.
Pen. Oh, wait, you gotta cut that out. I said your last name.
Yeah, you did.
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
You're
Trace, what was your score again? I gotta put it in our records.
7.5.
Alright.
It was 7.6.
So my movie's better than Jobe movie. Just putting it out there.
Was it?
No, it's not. No,
I was gonna say Crazy Night's got pretty high scores
because
one for each Crazy Night, I believe.
We're doing a Trace movie next week.
Yes,
we're doing Nightmare Before Christmas, unless you decided to change it without telling me.
It's my favorite Christmas movie because it's about Halloween.
When are we? We can talk later. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed yourself.
Let me do my bit.
It's the one thing he has.
Marshall,
thanks
where
for
can they
your
catch us
time.
next?
Marshall.
You can
Marshall,
Find us next.
where can they find us?
You can find us at Film Bluffs Pod on all streaming
Where can they
services.
find
You
us?
probably already know that
Where
since
can
you're
they
listening
find
to
us?
this.
Where can they
But
find
that's
us?
okay.
Where can they find us?
Next
Where
week,
can they find us? Where can they find us?
Wave. You guys suck, yes.